Stay safe and wash your hands and keep calm, everybody. Hello, welcome to podcast 15. I hope we're all really happy today and really lovely today. We've got 3 articles, including the trowel of the week. Now, the trowel of the week, although it's not history yet, it could well be history. And yes, there we go. We have a rabbit hole. We have a cat trying to get into Downing Street. We have lots of other different amazing things. So yes, please stay tuned. And yes, first of all, what I'm going to say is, are you self-isolating? Are you self-isolating? Because we blooming well are. Self-isolate as much as you can. Which is what we're doing. So yeah, this is the virus that's going around. So yes, that's what we're doing. We're self-isolating and trying to stay away from people and trying to do the meter thing where you've got to stay a meter away from people. So yes, there we go. So yes, the first article is from the Vintage News, which is a website. And it says, the rabbit hole on the farm leads to a mysterious network of Knights Templar. Oh, that looks good. So you go down the rabbit hole. It's a bit like Alice in Wonderland. You go down the rabbit hole and you find another land. Okay, so rabbit hole on the farm leads to mysterious network of Knights Templar cave. A fascinating network of caves that were found down what appeared to be a rabbit hole on a farmer's field in Shropshire, England, are still a hot topic of debate in the local community. Their purpose, as well as their exact date of building, remains unsolved. It remains a mystery also. So there we go. Many people believe that they were dug out by followers of poor fellow soldiers of Christ and the Temple of Solomon, more commonly known as the Knights Templar during the 17th century, 1600s, as a place where they could meet in secret. This historically intriguing Catholic military order was founded in 1119, so 900 years ago. A persecution and abrupt desolation by the Pope Clement V in the early 1300s, I didn't know that, form a part of the mystery that surrounds the secretive medieval Templars. There is another argument that the Canaan Caves were simply created as a Victorian folly in around 1850 by a rich landowner. So a folly can be most simply described as a building with no purpose, although it doesn't necessarily, as the name implies. It is meant done by mistake. So they basically built something and built it on the wrong bit of land. So that what could have happened, we don't know, but it's like a little cave of underground network. The Canaan Caves are located on private land near the market town of Shiv now, and they're carved into the sandstone bedrock just 3 feet below the ground level and features several chambers and what is to believe to be a font. There are many niches for candles to light the passageway. Ooh, that is amazing. Historic England, the public body that protects and maintains the English historic environment, lists the site as at the UK, and it's probably circa 1700s, early 1800s, but it's totally undatable. The listing does, however, identify neo-Norman architectural features. This was late 19th and early 20th century. So it might be that the caves were produced in the 1600s, but they were renovated and updated in the 19th/20th century, or 1900s. So yes, that's what I think, basically. Whatever they say, that's what I think. Okay. Article 2. This was found in the Daily Mail. Firm fails to report discovery of 48 skeletons that may be Anglo-Saxon. Ooh. Furious housing developer sits on incredible discovery of 42 Anglo-Saxons. I wonder if he actually sat on them. Anglo-Saxon era skeletons found executed with their hands tied behind their backs. Oh, that's sad. property development firm found the remains last year but kept the findings quiet. The remains may have belonged to Danish prisoners of the war in Anglo-Saxon times. Council members have written to the firm urging it to make its findings public. A private building contractor has been slammed for failing to report the discovery of 42 skeletons that could date back to early Anglo-Saxon period times. Skeletons, some of which have their hands tied behind their backs, were found buried in a shallow grave on land in Buckinghamshire in December. I'm not going to say the name. Something Retirement Living Holdings, which plan to build 72 retirement flats on the site, commissioned an archaeological survey as a condition of winning the planning permission. However, unfortunately for them, on discovering the skeletons, it had them quietly removed by excavators without reporting them to the council, insinuating the wrath of the local authorities. This could be a find of such historical significance that work should stop completely until the understanding of the site is ascertained, said Robin Sturchbury, councillor for Buckinghamshire South. It is a great historical significance to Buckingham, and it should not be hushed up for quietness. It is thought that the grisly remains could belong to the Danes who were executed by the Anglo-Saxons during a failed invasion in the 11th century. The fact that some of the skeletons still have their hands tied behind their backs suggests they were prisoners of war, according to Mr. Shrewsbury. Other possibilities may be that the remains date back to the English Civil War in the 16th century, or possibly even criminals who were hanged on the gallows. So, yeah, what can I say about it? They found bodies. They were very naughty, the housing developers, and they didn't actually say anything to the council or they didn't say anything to the right authorities except the archaeological people who excavated them and took them away from the site. Very, very silly people, very naughty people, because then they can plot what was on the land beforehand and plot why they were there and the history of these people. So I think they probably kept it quiet so that they wouldn't have to halt their developments, but it's kind of backfired. And anyway, I think they were people once. They should have done the right thing anyway. So that's how I see it. They were someone's relative and years ago, and people are people, so they should have done the right thing. Article number three is from CNN and is about Big Ben during World War II. So, yes, article number 3. The full extent of World War II damage to Big Ben has only just been discovered. That was 70 years ago and it's just been discovered. Oh my goodness me. Really? The full extent of World War II damage to Big Ben has only just been discovered. London workers have just discovered the extensive World War II bomb damage to a tower that houses London's famous Big Ben clock. Yes, right. Everybody thinks Big Ben is the tower. It's not the tower. It's the actual bell and the clock itself. So, yes. 18.6 million will force the cost of restoring it to rise by £18.6 million. Oh my God, $24.3 million. Okay then. In a statement, the Houses of Commons, which is housed in the adjoining part of the same building, said the remnants from Nazi Germany's bombing campaign in London or over London were discovered along with pollution asbestos in the Elizabeth Tower. The tower is called Elizabeth. Big Ben is the bell and the clock itself, commonly known by the name of the iconic clock itself. The 19th century, 1800s Gothic building has been wrapped in scaffolding since 2017, and the cost of restoration will now rise from £61.1 million to £79.7 million. Plans are still on track to complete the restoration to 2021, the statement said. Decay and damage to hundreds of intricate carvings and extensive use of toxic paint broken glass in the clock dials were also discovered, and the mission managing the project said an additional clock expert was also needed. The full scale of structural problems was only revealed once the project team was able to begin a very in-depth, intrusive survey for the first time ever on the 177-year-old structure. We have requested more detailed information about the lessons learned from this experience, as well as assurance more than robust estimates which prepared for work of this nature and the future. About 43,000 British citizens were killed during the Blitz between 1940 and 41, which flattened thousands of buildings and caused major restoration projects across the capital after the war ended. Big Ben, a popular tourist attraction, has been surrounded by scaffolding since 2017. Once works are complete, visitors will be able to use a lift inside the structure. Oh, hooray! Shortly after the works are finished, a massive £3.5 billion restoration project will go underway to modernise the crumbling and rapidly deteriorating Palace of Westminster, forcing lawmakers to relocate to other buildings. So there we go. It's only they're doing a total revamp of Big Ben and the Elizabeth Tower. We shall see in 2021 if they actually complete it in time. So there we go. So we have a trial of the week. Now, it's nothing archaeological. It's basically history in the making now. I am not making fun of people with virus. I am not making fun of Parliament. I'm making fun of the situation. The people at Suffolk Gazette or whoever wrote this article or thought of this idea is a funny idea, and it's just funny to think that the cats and the dogs could run the country. We're in history in the making now. As I said before, we got the virus. I'm not making fun of anything like that. It's serious, it's horrible, but I find that the image of the cats and the dogs running the country, that is funny. That is funny. So let us have a little look. So this article is from the Suffolk Gazette. It says, Larry the Downing Street cat is virus-free and now is running the country for his human counterparts. Larry the Downing Street... Dining Street? Are they dining down there? Larry the Downing Street cat has announced that he has no chance of catching the virus, so will now run the country. In a sentence from the steps of number 10, Larry meowed, I am good at catching mice, not infectious global pandemic viruses. I am therefore now running the country to ensure everything remains under control for my human counterparts. The news comes as it was revealed that the health minister has contracted the virus. She has been in contact with many of the cabinet colleagues and the Prime Minister in recent days, sparking fears of pockets of infection at the seat of power. But Larry is a shrewd politician and has chosen the perfect time to announce that he is now running the country for his human counterpart. Larry added that he will be making important decisions once he has had his morning nap on the windowsill, and instructs us that we all should have a morning nap on the windowsill. So that is my trial of the week. What do you think about that? I'm not making fun of the actual virus thing, but I think it's funny that they've come up with a cat and dog story of this nature. That is the end of the articles. So please like, please share, and please subscribe. And please go and visit my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more updates. And I will see you next time. And take care of yourself. Stay safe and wash your hands. And keep calm, everybody.